the Republican next in line.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman Barrow, Ranking Member Shabbat, and Chairman Courtney and Ranking Member Whitman. And thank you to our witnesses for being here today. Greatly appreciate it. China's increasingly hostile actions in the Indo-Pacific are incredibly alarming and threaten international norms and regional stability. I'm particularly concerned about, of course, Taiwan. China has consistently denied Taiwan's existence as a free and sovereign nation for decades, protecting the rights of the Taiwanese people against the CCP's aggression. It's been bipartisan U.S. policy. We seem to agree on this, and I think it's actually one of the hopes that I have for bipartisanship in this Congress. U.S. has increased the frequency of its Taiwan Strait transits, U.S. bomber missions, and arms sales, but for far too long, the global community has isolated Taiwan in order to appease Beijing. It's crucial that international organizations and countries without diplomatic ties with Taipei recognize this peaceful nation and welcome them into the international community. The world must no longer give in to Beijing's bullying. The U.S. could help by prioritizing a free trade agreement with Taiwan, an initiative that would incentivize other countries to follow suit. Additionally, the United States must not forget the strategic importance of the Indian Ocean, and while in recent years our maritime presence there has waned, it is a crucial area for commerce and regional stability, and it contains 3 of the world's 7 oil checkpoints. While China's growing presence in the Indian Ocean is troubling for the United States and our allies, China is not the only adversary there. In 2020, Russia established a naval base in the Sudan, giving Moscow strategic access to the Red Sea and, by extension, the Indian Ocean. We must insist on a free and open Indo-Pacific and defend this region in our interest accordingly. Question for really anyone. Do you guys think that we're doing enough right now? I mean, other than these FONOPs, and I've heard some questions on this previously, what else can we be doing? What else can we be doing to get our allies and partners involved in this process to push back? And anyone, Mr. Stadler, maybe start with you.
Yes, sir. So one of my last assignments in the Navy was as a defense attaché in Southeast Asia. So one of the areas that I think is really ripe for consideration is in the realm of military capacity building and more sustained training and exercise kind of missions to kind of build up shared tactics and procedures in really dealing with this gray zone challenge from the Chinese. It's also the Russians, but Chinese and South China Sea. That would be one area I think that's really ripe. And the Japanese, for quite some time now, under Prime Minister Abe, have also recognized this need, and they have coming into it as well.
One other question I had is, and Mr. Chairman, I'll just let you know, I can't see the calendar, so I'll need your help knowing when I run out of time. But, in China's vow to bring Taiwan, they call them a renegade province, back into the fold, so to speak. They're doing it diplomatically, isolating Taipei. I mentioned that in some of my comments. How can we take that on? What can the United States do? What can the Congress do? I know we did the Taipei Act, the Taiwan Travel Act. What else can we do to get the international community to integrate Taiwan into the community better? Ms. Gleisner, that might be one for you.
I thought maybe Danny Russell might want to jump in on this, as I've already talked a great deal about Taiwan. But I think that we need to be getting other countries to work with us to do things together with Taiwan. There's this global cooperation training framework where we include other countries. You mentioned a bilateral trade agreement. I would join you in endorsing a bilateral trade agreement. We have to start by resuming TIFA talks with Taiwan, Trade Investment Framework talks, which we have not had since the Obama administration. It's a very high priority for Taiwan. but we should encourage Japan and Australia to be negotiating trade agreements with Taiwan, and the EU should be considering negotiating an investment agreement. My view is that for Taiwan, economic prosperity is equal to security. And this is an area where we have all fallen short and we need to do more.
I'm making an assumption here, Mr. Chairman, that my time is up. So
It is,
yield.
but a great question. And, with the semiconductor shortage that's out there and the fact that Taiwan probably has the most robust supply chain for semiconductors, that might be a good incentive for other countries to get more interest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next up is Brad Sherman.